the Amazon keyword game feels impossible. It feels impossible. Like Google generally gave us kind of like a hierarchy to go after. And Amazon, it feels to me, Morgan, and I don't have the tools that you have, but it feels like Amazon's like, best of luck to you. There's no data available whatsoever when you're choosing your keywords or your categories.
Yeah, I will agree that the keywords on Amazon are tricky. And I think that there's some special nuances to the book world because KDP has like you can search the Kindle store separate from where you might normally do your e-com shopping. So there are
Mm.
special, yeah, and when we haven't done, we've only recently started trying to collaborate with some of the ecom folks, the folks who are using Helium and some of these bigger platforms to sort of compare notes because we have book keyword research tools. Publisher Rocket, for instance, by Dave Chesson is a big one.
Publisher Rocket.
Publisher Rocket is one, but the data is not always exactly the same as what you might get from like your standard ecom keyword research tool. And I don't entirely know why that is. I suspect it has something to do with the fact that the Kindle store and ebooks have a little bit of a different keyword database or data somehow. But yeah, it's spaghetti against a wall. And I mean, you wouldn't believe some of the keywords that you might think are normal. And I was actually just putting together, I'm doing a presentation later today. So I was just doing a fresh run of keyword research. And I'm talking about a book by someone who's a coach. She works with people whose spouse has been diagnosed with Parkinson's. That was her story. And so she coaches people
Ouch.
through that. And so you would think like Parkinson's, let's run that through the keyword tools. Nothing like sub 100 searches a month, which is, basically
Wow.
that's the tool's way of saying zero searches.
I
But
almost
then
don't
you get,
believe that, right? Like do you think that tool's wrong or do you think that people just aren't searching for Parkinson's?
I think they might be searching for Parkinson's in Google. I
Oh,
do
okay.
think that the way that they use Amazon is a little bit different because some of the and let me actually get straight over to the keywords that we're looking at. So stories about chronic illness is a
Mm.
keyword phrase that was highly searched on Amazon, about 2,000 searches a month with very little competition. Stories about marriage and illness, and that is her book. It's about her husband, right? So
And are
about
you using
1,700.
Publisher Rocket right now to see this?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so here's the evil marketer in me, Morgan, says this. I don't write the book and find the keywords. I find the keywords because you just said lots of views, no competition.
Hmm.
So I'm going to go find all the keywords that have lots of views and no competition, and I'm going to find a way to write a book about those keywords.
You totally can do that. There are folks who preach that up and down the street, and they're making money, and
Hmm.
yeah, there are definitely folks that do that. My only concern with that is what brand are you building?
Well, yeah, you're a charlatan, right? It's just like you're a hack who's just going wherever the wind blows, but that's another word for that as a marketer.
I do think you can accomplish both, right? I think you can write a book that serves you in the long term as an authority, as a credibility, play, and you just match it with what the audience is looking for. It's I mean, if we're to, use some Ryan Levesque terminology, that's perceived customization, right?
Hmm.
It's still the product that you want to bring to market, but you might fine tune it, adjust it, change the messaging a little bit if you notice there's an angle in the marketplace to go after.
Just needs to be in alignment with the goal of the writer.
Right.
Like, what's the ultimate step? I mean, if you can do both, you've found a pretty nice sweet spot. High search volume, low competition, and ideating a book through your team or your book team, and then ultimately it will lead to the goal, which whatever that is, to grow your business or grow your agency or whatever it happens to be. Like that would be sort of the sweet spot of sweet spots.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.